Welcome back, folks. It's Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared, and then if you're watching on YouTube, you can see three talking heads today, with Bob, who's down below, and then Jones, who's over there. So
that's not my name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lavatory.
I'm a fucking bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think I've used every synonym for trash. So
yeah, now we're on to shit and bathroom.
I'm on to just being a bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to pull up a thesaurus.
The loo.
Yeah.
The John.
The John. But you'd have to put in like the John, because John, people would just think like, oh, he's trying to make his name John.
He's just a phony. His name's not John.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're coming at you here. I'm a little under the weather today. I'm playing hurt though, because I'm in it for the game. I'm
like Jordan's flu game.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be the flu game.
Remember I had to do this in June.
Yep. Yeah.
And I got everyone in your house sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it from Amy. She's been sick for the last week. And then I woke up on Tuesday to go to work and was like, wow, I really don't want to do this today. And then I got through Tuesday and I woke up Wednesday and felt fine. And the whole rest of the week, I was like, huh, okay. Yeah, I just kind of had one shitty day out of this. And then yesterday morning, I woke up and was like, okay, here we go. I'm congested. And then by like last night into this morning, I was like, yep, this fucking sucks. But now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought I kicked it on Tuesday. It's like, like, what did I do between Tuesday and Saturday to let it come back in? I guess. I don't know. I'm a huge piece of shit.
Sounds like COVID, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely COVID, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I get tested at work every week. So I went to work last Tuesday, like not feeling so hot. And I was like, well, we're going to find out today. And then the test came back negative. So I was like, well, I know it's not COVID.
Yeah, but like you could test today and it might be positive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Incubation stuff.
When we,
eggs, chickens.
Thank God I haven't heard anyone use that word in a fucking while. Thank fucking Lord.
Yeah.
When are we getting rid of those tests?
Still December 31st. I think they're only good. They're only good through the end of the year.
That'll be interesting.
So did you guys hear that the Delta variant has a Delta variant plus?
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
They didn't want to move to like the Omicron. They didn't want to just call it like whatever the next Greek letter is, whether it's Epsilon or fucking whatever.
It's not that serious to be Epsilon, but it's Delta variant plus, which is great.
When are we going to move into like the double D variant or whatever?
Yeah.
Like start going to like bra sizes.
Yeah, I want to get all the way through the alphabet, so then we have to double up. Like this is like the alpha 1. This is like the beta 2.
Yeah, I heard lambda pi is going to be a fucking
disaster. Yeah. You got to watch out for the sigma chi variant, You
got anything named sigma chi, you need to fuck it.
Yeah.
No, sigma pi, right?
No, sigma chi was the one that got kicked off campus.
But Sigma Pi was the one that just like every single person that was a member of it
was really very weird.
Fucking slap them in the head.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it was Sigma Pi. They infiltrated CISO.
Yeah. Yeah, they did actually.
Did they have the Yellow House on the on
that
Pearl?
Was Sigma Chi. That was that kid that was like 27 years old, partying with like 19-year-olds.
Remember when Jimmy pissed in all his shampoo bottles?
Yeah. It's one of those things like
that was his original plan, was to leave an upper decker in there, but he didn't have to go.
Like, I know we all talked about it and we all were like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why is that kid here? He's like fucking 27, whatever. Like, we all talked about it at the time. And we were like, I don't know. I mean, I was at least probably 18 or 19 if you guys were 21. But once once I got to be 27 and 28, and like I looked at kids that were in college, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, why? Like,
Why
why
would you
would
want
someone
to?
my age want to go party with college kids?
Right.
Like, that's
Unless you're
weird.
some predator.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But that's what I mean. So, like, when we were in it, we would make fun of the guy and be like, dude, that's so weird. But then once I became that age, I looked at it and was like, dude, that's like fucked up. Like,
You start to get concerned.
yeah, yeah. Like, imagine, like, I'm 29 now. So, like, if he was 27, that was 2 years ago. Like, imagine me 2 years ago going to like hang out, or not even hang out. I'm sorry, have a house on a college campus, or just off a college campus if you want to get technical, but like
I think that's
throw
the
college parties.
I think that's the big thing because if you remember working in IT, there was a non-traditional student from South Africa.
Yeah,
So he was
he was the
27.
best. I
He
fucking
was
loved him.
27 when we were there, but he was a non-traditional student. So it's
Right.
like
Right.
he didn't like have a house just off campus and join a frat.
Right.
He
And
played
throw
frisbee.
parties for
Like he
19,
played
20 year
frisbee with
olds.
us, and sometimes if we had a tournament, he would come and have a couple beers after the tournament because he played with us.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with Caleb's friend, who was also like 27 at the time. He wasn't still in school. He was coming to hang out with those guys.
Right. Right.
Dad,
He
do
might
you
have
remember,
been,
do you
I was
remember
saying he might have
Mo?
been like 5 years older than us, but he was only 3 years older than them. So like,
Yeah.
Dad, do you remember Mo? Because I think he fell in that same category.
why do I not remember him? What did he play? D tackle?
Yeah. He was
I don't
like
remember.
20. He was 27 our freshman year, and he just
Boy.
like did his own thing.
Yeah, well, Dre was also probably up there too because he went to 16
Yeah.
schools.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different if you're a non-traditional student and it's like you maybe keep to yourself and
Right. Or you hang out every once in a while. Like if you're a
you don't
non-traditional
occasionally
student
show up.
and you go hang out, like this kid literally lived in a house. It was, so for anyone
He
that
was-
didn't go to Bridgewater State, we were super smart. So we had one street that had all the party houses that was like led into campus. And we named each house whatever color they were. So there you go. There was a green house, brown house, white house, yellow house, blue house. Yeah, we were real creative. I know. But this kid literally lived in yellow house, like that. We called it yellow house. That was the party house. And he was 27 partying with like college kids, and he lived there.
That's
like,
the big thing.
That's
He
the
lived
problem.
there and he was there every day.
Yeah. And that's the difference. Like you can be 27 as a non-traditional student and like hang out every once in a while, or like randomly show up to a college party. That's fine. But like you don't live in the house throwing the party for underage kids. Like that's just weird.
I feel like
Yep.
Dickie had like a thing too that he wanted to upper deck the toilet too.
Maybe
Well,
it was maybe it wasn't Jimmy. Maybe it was Dickie that pissed in all the shampoo
I think
bottles.
it was Dickie.
I think it
I
was
think it
Dickie.
was Dickie,
I'm like
because
pretty sure it
Jimmy-
was Dickie.
Because Jimmy wanted to upper deck his toilet because he hated that fucking guy.
Yeah.
A lot of
But then
people did.
you know what? I think it was Dickie. Dickie went in there, and he was going to upper deck the toilet, but he didn't have to go, so he just pissed in all the shampoo bottles.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there was
Giving Jimmy credit for shit he didn't even do.
there was a big beef between that yellow house and kids on the football team. Like they tried to say something or like kick the football kids out of a party for probably because they were guys getting all the girls and they were like, what the fuck, man? So they kicked them out. And then later in the night, the football team went back and like punched in all the air conditioners through the windows and like smashed everything up. It was pretty hilarious. And then they beat the shit out of the kids that lived in the house because the kids on the football team were, not small.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
I forget who was a part. I don't want to, name names, even nicknames, but
Yeah, no. Yeah, there was a few. There was a few of them.
I just never understood. Like, so when when Hacksaw Jim Duggan Jr. bought that house that eventually got wiped out for the new Welcome Center, like by their train tracks.
Oh yeah.
And he lived there with like the biggest psychopaths ever, like nutcases, absolute nutcases.
Isn't that the house that Dickie got power bombed through the glass
Yeah.
table? Yeah.
Or was no? It was a regular table. He didn't go through it, but there was a broken bottle on the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he was power bombed into the broken glass.
Yeah.
By an even crazier person. Or I forget who did the power bombing, but whoever broke
Wasn't
the
it
bottle.
Meathead?
Well, Meathead's the craziest person ever. He definitely broke the bottle. I don't know if he power bombed it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like one of the linemen fucking threw it, but whatever. So people like rolled up to that house one day, like looking for trouble, and it's like, dude, the entire football team is here.
Yeah.
So not only
like the entire 95-man roster.
they are all bigger than you, they're all tougher than you, they're all stronger than you, and they're all way fucking crazier and drunker than you.
Yeah.
You're sure you want to do this? And I think that's how the conversation kind of went outside.
Yeah.
It was like someone was just sitting there, like calm, cool, collected. It's like, you want to do this right now? Like, do you know who's in this house? Like, oh, the fuck, man. He goes, I don't know, man. They're like way tougher, way stronger, and there's way more of them than you. It's like, you only have 6 people here. Are more coming? Like,
Yeah.
you have more people coming or not? Because I'm fairly certain we can fucking like there's one guy here who will take out all 6 of them. Like, and he'll enjoy doing it because he's got a fuck. He had a fucking snake and like a tarantula. Like, who the fuck does that?
At college.
Yes, I think I remember the person that was there. I'm not gonna name names, but I think you remember him. That he would just chug a fucking handle of Rubinoff and just be blackout.
Are you talking about you?
I would say you.
No.
No,
Way
you would
more.
chug Everclear, you sick fuck.
What position did this person play?
He was a lineman.
What year?
It was our freshman year.
Was he a senior at the time, or was he like one of the
No,
juniors?
he was a freshman.
Oh, it's that kid. He didn't make it through, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
But
he was like
he could have, but he partied way too hard.
Yeah, he was a one and done, right? He was pretty good at football, but didn't do anything like to be prepared for football.
He
And
did
then
was
just,
hit people.
chug bottles of Rubinoff.
Yeah, all he did was hit people and chug Rubinoff.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I have no clue what his name is. But I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I would have loved to watch that fight though at Duggan's. Sit across the street, get a sausage from Sausage Guy. That might have been
I think the
one of the
sausage guy was there.
that might have been one of the most underrated things about Bridgewater, like as a whole, was that the short period of time that Sausage Guy existed.
It wasn't when I was an undergrad. It was when I lived there, though.
What, Sausage Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sausage guy wasn't there when I was an undergrad. He was at the end of Hale Street. And I only knew that because I lived on Hale Street when I was in grad school.
So that was because he was there. He was there like he left. He was only there my freshman and sophomore year.
No, he wasn't.
He was not
was
there.
If you think he was only there your freshman, sophomore, then that means he was probably only there your junior, because he was not there when I was an undergrad.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, right at the train tracks, the vacant lot.
Yeah.
Right at the corner.
Not once did I go to the sausage guy.
I used to go to the Sausage Guy all the time.
Well, I went to a different sausage guy, but I mostly just sat on those.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was my freshman, sophomore year, because I know I never went there my junior. I lived in Greenhouse my junior year. I would have been right across the street, and he wasn't there.
I'm telling you.
We gotta find the Bridgewater, the town of Bridgewater fucking permits. as if this guy pulled
Yeah.
one. That's probably why he was only there for a year.
He owed too much in fucking taxes, so we just fucking lit the thing on fire and put it on the train tracks.
Yeah, yeah. So, are you talking about the shawarma truck?
No, because that was at the.
That was at the parking lot.
Yeah, what
like
was that
across
road?
the street, next to Brown House.
Yeah, no, not that. Yeah, that was
It
like
was
the
literally
Afghan.
just a sausage cart, like being in Faneuil Hall.
Yeah, it was a sausage cart. I know it was in the parking lot for Lowe's.
Yeah.
I black out way too much, and I just
Yes.
don't.
You know, I'm telling you, it wasn't there when we were in undergrad.
I don't
Well,
remember. God,
how would I know about it then?
Because you're 2 years younger than us.
Yeah, but I didn't go there when I was an upperclassman.
Then your memory sucks because you definitely had to have.
No, I think your memory sucks.
Dude, I remember the fucking thing. I lived on Hale Street. I used to fucking I would come back late sometimes and drive by and be like, oh, fuck, there's a sausage truck here. Because it was only open from like 10 to 2.
Maybe it lasted longer then.
I don't remember anything.
Maybe it went longer than I knew.
Well, dude, I lived on Hale Street in 13 and 14.
13 and 14, I didn't even live there. But he had to have come back. He might have taken a year hiatus.
It was the fall of 12. And then I left in the spring of 14.
Yeah, the fall of 10 was my freshman year. That's when the sausage guy was there.
No, it wasn't.
There's no fucking way, because I would have remembered that. There's no fucking way, because
Now here's the thing. My memory sucks, right? But I remember the sausage guy, and I know for a fact that I never went to the sausage cart because
I used to go to the sausage cart all the time.
We used to have. I know we went over this. I went to a different sausage guy. I sat. We just went over that. Not too long ago. We used to have to fucking schlep our way to a McDonald's and
yes,
walk through the fucking drive-through.
Yes, I remember that.
Or Chessman's.
Yes, which their breadsticks suck now, which is terrible.
I haven't had their food probably since junior year of college.
So when I came back a year and a half ago ish, Fournier and I got them, and they were just dog shit. It was terrible.
Like a South Shore beef.
Probably.
Well, speaking of, I went to, well, since you brought it up, I went to the place in Canton.
Oh, how'd that go?
Grand Slam roast beef, something like that. I don't fucking know. Pleasantly surprised, actually.
Really?
Pleasantly surprised. It was better than the one I had in Dedham at Brothers. So we checked the boxes because it's right on the menu. Onion roll, barbecue sauce is correct, cheese, whatever. It's correct to start.
The menu is correct.
Menu is correct, and the beef was correct. So now this is going to be a weird thing because the only reason I keep it in the acceptable range is because it was cheese on top and on the bottom of the beef.
Okay.
It's too much cheese.
I don't
know. Sometimes I like that.
But all I'm tasting is cheese. Like that's the thing. It's too much.
Huh.
It goes on top and it melts. It doesn't go on top and on bottom.
Yeah.
I can accept.
It was weird.
Okay. All right.
I've never had that.
What would you rate it out of a 10?
Oh, I don't know. Between 6 and 7.
Call it a 6.5?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? You know why I don't want to. You know why I'm hesitant to rate these things. All the North Shore beef shit, where these guys rate it like fucking 8.3 or 8.2, and that, like, fuck that. Get the fuck out of, like, decimal points. What the fuck are these decimal points?
Well, they got to be legit about it. Well, a lot of it too is an average. So like,
Yeah, but that would imply that people are giving it fractional parts outside
yeah,
of the half.
yeah,
So yeah, if you want, yeah. So the one I had at Brothers was a 6. This is probably a 6.5, but I guess it's based on preference. I felt like there was too much cheese on it. So maybe you could have offset that with more beef or less cheese. I don't know, because
yeah.
otherwise it
Because
was good.
let me
I mean,
see.
the beef was good. That's the difference. Like the Brothers beef was just like fine. The beef was actually good on this one.
Well, yeah, the beef obviously is what makes it. Like, it's if the beef tastes good, then it's going to be a good fucking sandwich.
So
The thing I'm interested in though is the beef with the horseradish. I would love to play with that.
Yeah.
this place has that option. I didn't do it though.
So for reference, Tessie's, one of my favorite place in Tewksbury, they do cheese on the top and the bottom, but
So then,
they
okay.
load it with
So then
fucking beef.
that's fine. So if you're gonna do cheese on the top and the bottom, you need more beef.
Right.
Yeah.
So Tessie's,
So
I don't think is very shy about giving you the beef. Yes. So that is not what I got. Not one bit.
yeah.
So for the place that I went to, what would make it like 7.5 would be more beef or no bottom cheese.
Oh, by the way, here, I'll hold this up again for the YouTube show. There's the beef. That's a junior beef, by the way.
I don't like that bun though.
That's a junior beef.
It has to be an onion bun though, I feel like.
Why? Because I didn't get a super.
Yeah.
Super beef comes on an onion roll. But this thing, like, you want to talk about perfectly grilled? Like, it was grilled and then it was like toasted. You know, it was like a perfect, like, crisp. Oh, it was fucking delicious. And I love that Tessie's, they give it to you on that plate and they throw a fork on the side. So again, if you're on YouTube, you can see it right over there.
You definitely
because they know that all the roast beef is going to fall out when you're eating it because they give you so much. So they're like, here's a fork for after. Now, I'm never disappointed with Tessie's. Anytime I'm in the Lowell area, I always stop there.
I'm jealous, so you guys have beefs whenever you want.
Recently though,
remember he works up that way sometimes. I'm not. That's why I have to do like.
Yeah, I travel. Like anytime I'm traveling, like for work, and I'm up there, I Google first, like, is there a good roast beef place nearby? Because I like to try new ones too. So what I was gonna say is, I got this one right here from a little while ago, a few weeks ago. So that's a super beef, right? Awesome. But that's a super from the Rusty Can in Byfield, Mass. Again, versus a junior from Tessie's. The junior from Tessie's has way more fucking meat on it. So what I have to say about the Rusty Can, it was a great beef. Like it was as far as sandwiches go, it was really fucking good. It was delicious. However, I probably can't rate it anything higher than an 8. Like it would max out at an 8. Because they don't use James River sauce. Like it's like some weird like brown gravy. The sauce. So here's the thing: the sauce is good. Like it's a good sauce, but it's not James River. So you're kind of fucking with it a little bit here. They didn't give me a ton of beef on a super, so I don't know. It's one of those, like, the beef was good, the sauce was good, even though it wasn't the sauce it was supposed to be. They put their own spin on it, like there's something fucking different, And all things considered, it's a great fucking sandwich. Like it's delicious, but I gotta knock it down a little bit because they don't follow the rules.
Yeah, just play Freebird. Like,
you gotta
play the hits.
So actually, I pulled up the North Shore Beefs ranking. So again, I'm still fucking peeved because average ranking 9.04. Oh my god, it is just fucking nauseating. But whatever, play the fucking game, fine. It drops into the fives pretty more quick than I thought.
Yeah, the updated rankings that they put out recently, like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
like,
26 spots on the list.
I think people are too fucking critical, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because so I just again, not that this fucking matters, because I'm not a fucking beef ranking nerd. So I just gave something like a 6.5. That's 25th best in the state somehow. Like, it's not 25th. I don't think it's going to be 25th best in the state.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that.
No.
But I also look at it like my rankings start at 5. If you follow all the rules, you get a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also, like, you can see on there, you can see how many reviews there are. So like Jamie's is a 9.04, but there's 135 reviews on it, you know?
My point is, though, if you only use whole numbers and half numbers, you don't get 9.04.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So
out of the top 10, I've been to.
Oh, well, I'd give it a 9.25, but I don't know. I have to knock it down to 9.18.
Yeah. I've been to 4 out of the top 10 with Jamie's, Tessie's, Pete's and Woburn, and then Athens and Peabody. And I would order them in that order, actually. I would go Jamie's, Tessie. I think Jamie's is the best. But that's just my humble opinion. Or not so humble opinion.
Yeah, so far, South Shore is not pulling its weight.
No, Miller's roast beef fucking sucks.
Although I would get that one from Canton again. I may request like a double beef or something. I might ask like extra beef or something.
Yeah.
Just charge me whatever the fuck people want.
Extra beef, extra sauce.
So,
but
we'll see. Next is I think there's a place in Norwood that's supposed to be pretty good. I've never been to Norwood though. Parking situation looks like fucking shit. So,
is it like downtown Norwood?
I think so.
Yeah, parking's not ideal over there. Over by like the fire station.
Couldn't tell you, but I think I've been to Norwood once, and it wasn't downtown.
There, live 5 minutes from there.
Who?
You guys.
No.
I mean, we weren't that far from.
We live 5 minutes from Norton.
Norton. Oh,
yeah. I mean, still in the grand scheme, it's not that far. Like if it's closer to you, Scratch, like it's probably like 15 minutes for you. Yeah.
It's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's 20 minutes from Sharon and 20 minutes from me. So it's like, it's not even like really on the way home. It's only kind of on the way home.
Yeah. Well, speaking about food, I guess we can run into this next thing here where In-N-Out Burger, have you guys heard about this? They got shut down in San Francisco because obviously California has like the vaccine mandate and all that shit. So they're like, you have to show proof of vaccine to like come in or whatever. And In-N-Out Burger was like, yeah, fuck that. Like, we're not doing that. So either the city of San Francisco or the state of California, I don't know which one, they fined them for like a couple days in a row. And then finally they shut them down. And In-N-Out Burger like put out this whole statement that was like, we don't support like government overreach and like I mean, I'm paraphrasing, I'm making this up, but they were like, we don't support like the government telling people like where they can and can't go and things they can and can't do. That's not our job. Our job is to just serve burgers. And like it was pretty awesome, actually. But it's closed now. In-N-Out is closed in San Francisco until further notice.
It's probably a San Francisco thing. That's probably their jersey.
Or it's probably both. I don't know. Fucking California fucking sucks. Fuck that place.
California just needs to fucking secede already. Just leave. Just leave the fucking country.
Go be your own state. Fuck you.
Yeah, own country. Go be your own fucking country.
I mean, they have enough GDP to actually like sustain themselves for the country. So it's fine.
Yeah, maybe not,
Right.
because like if they did and then they were able to do the things that they whatever they wanted to, all the business would fucking leave.
Yeah.
Like Tesla already bounced. So
Yep.
Elon Musk
They're going
left.
up, right?
Yeah, so over the summer Elon Musk moved to Texas, but the headquarters of Tesla was still in San Francisco in the Bay Area. And they just announced like 2 weeks ago that they're moving the headquarters to Austin, Texas. So I don't know if they're closing the plant in Tesla, but the headquarters of Tesla is moving to Texas.
Which is kind of weird because Austin is very liberal too.
Well, yeah, it is. And it always has been, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't let the Californians that leave for Texas that go to Austin fool you. They're not really changing much.
No.
Yeah.
Well, also, like, there's a certain type of person that wants to leave California because they don't like the way it is. And it's a person that probably wants to live under the way Texans live. You know what I mean? So, like, that's the other thing. There's people in Texas. There's people in Texas that are
They don't
like,
want to go full Texas, though.
no, but there's people in Texas that are like, don't bring your bullshit politics with you, like, leave it home, whatever. And it's like, well, the Hollywood liberals aren't fleeing California to go to Texas. It's like the moderates in California that are like, this is fucking bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go somewhere where it's free. And Texas is way more free. You know what I mean? Like, the people that are the Hollywood fucking crazy liberals are like, yeah, we need to fucking show your vaccine card before you leave your door. Like, you need to get a chip implanted in your fucking hand to get outside. Yeah. Like, that's what they'll never leave California. They love that shit. That's what they're about. Like, they're not the ones going to Texas, like, trying to, like, undermine fucking politics in Texas.
No. It's like Austin can be as liberal as it wants. It's not going to overtake Texas. It's still fucking Texas.
Yeah, Texas is
and
fucking
they really
massive.
showed that because I thought Texas was becoming, because like you used to joke, like Texas is fucking, everyone has just wielding 6-shooters and fucking throwing Bibles at each other, whatever the fuck they do. And then it was like, with the whole pandemic bullshit, it's like, oh, Texas seems to be the only place that's like kind of doing this almost the right way, in a way. And then they go and just like double down on abortion again. It's like, why?
Yeah, that was really stupid.
It is the Wild West.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and like weed is still like the worst thing ever there. It's like, okay, so you are still Texas.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You can fucking make Austin liberal, but you cannot take Texas out of Texas.
Yeah. For now, until McConaughey becomes governor.
I don't know, man. Those people don't.
Yeah.
Don't understand shit.
I don't know. Did you hear? Have you followed
the
this
stars
at
at night
all?
are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Matthew McConaughey is looking really good in the gubernatorial race right now.
I mean, if he does, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've read his book. Like, I've seen him on a bunch of different podcasts. I've seen a couple clips of him like on news channels. I think he would be great. Because he's a no bullshit, like, down the middle kind of guy, where he's like, I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, I just want to make things better. You know, like, because he's rich as fuck already, you know? And so he's like looking at it like, I'm from Texas. I grew up here. I want Texas to be great. And like, I want the people to be in better situations. So like, let's do that. You know, because someone asked him a question about like where he stands on what side of what issue. And he dodged it, but it wasn't like a politician dodging it. You know what I mean? Like, it's Matthew fucking McConaughey. Like, he like gave some response that didn't answer the question, but like after he said it, you were like, wow. Yeah, like a fucking Lincoln commercial or something. You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit, man! Like this guy's good. Like he's smart. So I don't know. I think he has a real chance. Um, but we'll see. I don't know when the race is. I think it's 2022, maybe. But I don't know.
Do you think he'll send the immigrants to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard and all
Yeah.
that shit?
Yeah. Well, that's Ted Cruz.
You know what's
He's the
do
senator.
you know what? Oh, okay. You know what's funny? I don't give a fuck about Texas politics, so I don't know who's who.
Yeah.
'Cause
Greg
the
Abbott.
funny thing is-
Wheelchair Abbott.
The funny thing is because we live in Massachusetts, and what happens in Texas kind of doesn't really matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Just like any other fucking state, it kind of really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everyone thinks it does for some reason. It's amazing. Like, oh, we got to boycott Texas. Like, I'll never go to Texas. But like, they're politicians. They don't make any sense. It's like, have you ever been to Texas? Because I don't think they miss your fucking tourism.
Right. I don't think they give a fuck.
So I actually figured my buddy Matt sent me a tweet from the Hill the other day. Apparently, all the western counties from Maryland wanted to cede to West Virginia.
That's a
is
real
fine.
thing. That was Eastern Oregon, I think. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, they want to go to Idaho.
Eastern Oregon wanted to secede and join Idaho. It was when all the shit was going down in Portland.
Man,
The whole eastern side of the state was like, yo, fuck Portland, dude. Like we're not them. Like we're backcountry Oregon. Like we're some down home,
like
good people.
pioneers.
Yeah, like we wanna go join Idaho. And they like legit proposed it. They got it. I don't know if it got to a vote, but like they got a fuck ton of signatures to the point where like it was covered like a legitimate story. I think it was like 5 or 6 counties in Eastern Oregon was like, yo, fuck this state. Like we're going to Idaho.
Imagine your state goes so hard, and I know both these states where I assume people don't like how liberal they go, right? Is that the issue in Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay. So in these two states examples, I could also see, it going the other way too. But you decided to go so liberal one way or the other that that counties and towns and cities are willing to go to West Virginia and Idaho.
Yeah.
How do you botch that situation? Idaho. They would rather be in Idaho than in your fucking state.
Yeah. And in the case of
They would
Maryland, they would rather be in West Virginia.
They would rather start fucking their cousins and pulling their teeth out than staying in Maryland.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I feel like the population actually represents West Virginia.
I would say I don't know what the western part of Maryland's like. I mean, the western part of Massachusetts could join West Virginia, and I wouldn't know the fucking difference.
Yeah. That's funny because like the northwestern corner of New Jersey is actually like that too. Like I've been to that part and like that borders Pennsylvania, and it's just like farms. Like northwestern New Jersey, it's all farms. And I was like, wait, we're in New Jersey right now? It doesn't smell like shit.
Well, instead of smelling like ocean shit, it probably smells like cow shit.
Well, yeah. That's true.
Or really just like pollution and rubbish.
I'm rubbish.
I was rubbish last time.
Yeah. What else? Oh, also in the food world, Bobby Flay is gone from Food Network. Jones, did you see that? I know you're a big Food Network guy. Yeah, he's out. They couldn't agree on a new contract, I think. Let's see. Bobby Flay and Food Network are poised to part ways after a 27-year run. Like when I first saw that, I was like, dude, how the fuck old is Bobby Flay? He's like in his 50s.
He's been on Food Network. Well, okay, so 27 years, but like he has been doing everything on that show for fucking ever.
Yeah. Bobby Flay is 56. He'll actually be 57 this year. His birthday is December 10th.
So he was 29 when he started there.
Yeah.
I wonder how awkward that must have been. We should find some like original Bobby Flay fucking.
Yeah. He went on like a Julia Child show or something. Like, I wonder how he got his start.
I remember my pop used to always watch Bobby Flay and Emerald.
Yep.
In the mornings on Saturday.
Yeah, my father used to watch Emerald.
Yeah, my grandmother used to love Emerald and Bobby Flay too, and Julia Child. You know, like she would watch all she would do is watch cooking shows all the time.
Dude, I used to watch a shit with Food Network in college. I haven't watched it in fucking years, but
yeah. But I just think it's funny because like they're talking about it, like I don't know, they don't know what he's going to do, if he's just going to retire from TV or whatever. But it's funny.
You don't need money.
Like, have you ever watched his show Beat Bobby Flay?
No.
Yeah,
I watched that.
I think it's awesome because so essentially like the premise, it's like a competition cooking show. So the premise of it is Bobby Flay is who he, Mr. High and Mighty, like big dick swinging. He sits there in the first round. He's a judge. So he's got two random people that come in and compete against each other to make some sort of dish or whatever. He and like other people are judges. They judge, they pick the winner. Then the winner of that first battle, the first round, goes to the second round where they have to try and beat Bobby Flay. But the caveat is they have to make their signature dish. So like their number one go-to, like their best thing, you know what I mean? And
so
then
your pork
then they go against Bobby Flay and he fucking beats them. So it's like,
imagine that.
Like you have this person that comes in and then, they win the first leg of the competition. And then the second leg, they have to go against Bobby Flay. And they're like, I'm going to make grandma's goulash. This is a secret recipe that no one knows besides me. It was never written down, whatever. And I'm going to make a goulash. And then Bobby Flay makes a goulash that's better. Because the rule of the Beat Bobby Flay round is like they say what it is. So like, Jones, if me and you squared off, they would give us whatever we had to make. They would say make fucking, calamari, whatever bullshit in a dog shit thing. So we win. Say you win, and then you go to try and beat Bobby Flay. You would have to be like, oh, my signature dish is chicken parm. And then you make that, and then Bobby Flay just makes a better chicken parm than you, and then you lose. Like it's literally like the most demoralizing fucking show ever, because you have this person going against him, being like, "This is my signature dish that like it's my claim to fame," and Bobby Flay's just better.
I feel like that would probably be like the best thing for like our crew. Be like, you can do X, Y, and Z good, and then we try and do it, and then Bobby Flay's like, oh, I can do it better. So
Yep.
The problem is though, it's like usually like legitimate fucking chefs.
Yeah. It's not like dickheads like us. Like it's real. It's like the head chef from like some place in New York. Like it's not jabronis that are on the show.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's kind of like Chopped, but like a little bit, because sometimes they do have random people on Chopped, but they're legit people. You know what I mean? Like they're good cooks.
I do love Chopped though.
Yeah, Chopped is great. They're on like season fucking 4,000 at this point.
So
I didn't realize all the spinoffs they had of that show, like Chopped After Dark, and then like Chopped Champions, and then like all the other ones. There's like 4 or 5 spinoffs.
I got into like Cutthroat Kitchen for a while too, which is great
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched that one.
It's pretty good. It's Alden Brown does it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm a big cooking show guy. I like watching cooking shows. I like food because I'm fat as fuck. So, all right, one more thing before we start to wrap this bitch up. Um, we had so this was funny because I think I sent this to someone, and then Jones, you might have sent it to us in the Twitter group, between the three of us about what Demi Lovato said.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys haven't been paying attention, Demi Lovato, who's fucking nuts, she lost her fucking mind. She recently came out and said, we can't call them aliens anymore because it's offensive to them. We have to call them extraterrestrials. So, we have to call them ETs now. The word alien is offensive to aliens because, Demi Lovato has the aliens on fucking speed dial. She's talked to them, right? I mean, that must be what it means, right? That's how she knows.
Like she has enough money where she could.
Yeah, she is a fucking alien at this point.
You know what's offensive to fucking aliens?
Us.
Humans.
Yeah.
Our fucking existence.
Yeah.
It's got to be just fucking obscene.
Yep.
Like, horrible. Like, they have to look down on us and just be like, this is just fucking bad. Like, we should not have done this. But, I mean, as long as we don't figure out how to get out, I guess they have no real reason to intervene.
Yeah, I'm reading the article again because I read it a little while ago. But it's like she goes, I think we have to stop calling them aliens because aliens is a derogatory term for anything. Is it?
They don't even speak English.
Is it?
They definitely don't
Aliens
speak
are a
English.
derogatory term for anything. Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure the definition of alien just means someone that's not from here. Right? Like it's foreign. It's the same thing as saying foreign. Like it's alien. That's an alien concept. Like it's a foreign concept. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She's a fucking idiot. She also has done a lot of drugs.
I mean, credit to her, but at this point, like, just shut up. Like I always people always do say, like, going too woke. This is the definition of going too woke.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're trying to defend the aliens.
So are you saying like she's gone full retard?
She has gone close.
Full Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. She's just a dude playing a dude who's being another dude.
Isn't she like the person that, like, I don't even know. What is she? Is she just like given up everything? Like,
no, she's a
identity?
they now. She's a non-binary person whose pronouns are they them.
I got a big bone to pick on the whole pronouns thing. No one calls me His Majesty, and I think I'm offended because I determined that those are my pronouns.
Yeah.
So that's how you can refer to me, but no one does it. Am I being oppressed?
Yes.
I think
you should call the ACLU.
Because no one's calling me by my pronouns.
Well, you have to tell everybody about them all the time.
Yeah, it did it on the show.
Yeah, you have to put them in your email signature too.
Oh, okay, my bad. That's right. It's not in my email signature. It's not in my Twitter bio.
Yeah, and your Twitter bio too. Yeah, you have to let everybody know.
I'm gonna pull this. This is actually pretty funny because it's all for the fucking wrong reasons. But since we're on the topic, let me find the Oracle. So, guy on Twitter. Oh no, it was a story. Fuck. So, guy on Twitter, and he's he definitely leans more conservative. Um, so we put up a picture of a Black Lives Matter sweatshirt, and he goes, I went on the BLM website, and there wasn't one thing on there about helping out Black people, but instead it was to break down the nuclear something of society. It was something crazy. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. And because it like, truthfully, him having a Black Lives Matter sweatshirt doesn't really make a lot of sense
Yeah.
based on like kind of how he does things.
Well, they're against what, like the nuclear family concept.
Yes, it was something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
All that means is like mom, dad, 2 kids, dog, white picket fence. You know what I mean? Like the old school, like that's the nuclear family.
yeah, so I think I don't know where he found it. I'm sure if you actually go to the Black Lives Matter site, you can find things about race. I think he probably skipped a step, or I don't know, whatever. But it was something to do with like the nuclear family thing. Like,
Yeah.
I can't find what he said because it was a story. But again, it's like the same thing. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And like, why is that like your platform? Like, her platform is the fucking aliens are offended or whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, hey, well, you want to come down with the nuclear family? I'm in. It's like, yeah, dude, but you don't support anything else that organization does. And I know how controversial it is. I don't understand the whole thing. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Just like, people just take everything too fucking far.
My big like, I don't know, I guess you could call it a gripe. I'll call it a gripe. Is people like with the pronouns and stuff that like when it's obvious. You know what I mean? So like if I'm a dude playing a dude, acting as another dude, and I put my pronouns as he, him, his, like that's not a surprise to anybody, right? Like you didn't need me to tell you that, right? So like why the fuck do you have to push that on everyone? Like I'm standing here, I'm like kind of sort of going a little bit bald. I have a big beard and like I don't know. I look like a dude. Like I'm a dude. I am a guy. Like you do not need to know that my pronouns are he, him, his in order for you to say he. You know what I mean? Like if it's otherwise, sure, go ahead, fucking tell me. Like if Jones, you decided to be a transgender and you were like, well, I want to be she, her, I'd be like, all right, cool, man. Well, like, Dats, did you see what she just did over there? Like, that's fine. Like, it's like I don't give a fuck about the whole pronoun thing either. I'll call you whatever the fuck you want me to call you. Like, I don't really give a shit. But like, don't shove it in my face and don't be fucking stupid about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you go by what you are biologically, there's no need to tell me. Like there's no
really
need.
only if it's in question, or
yeah,
if you think you need to tell me, you probably need to tell me.
Right. But it's like a lot of people I work with, you know, like it's like clearly a woman, like very clearly a woman, and she puts her pronouns in her fucking email signature, she, her, hers, or it's like, you know, when we start things out, we have like to do name tags. People will like write their name and write their pronouns on the name tag with their name. And I'm like, let's see. Thank God you put she on your fucking name tag, because I would have had no idea you were a woman. I'm so fucking stupid. I would not have been able to tell that you were a woman. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what gets me is the people that's like it's obvious You don't have to fucking tell me.
I think it's just
I want mine to be, so if His Majesty doesn't catch on, I want she, his, theirs.
You should be like what's his nuts in Split.
Oh. But I just
you can
want
be like 13 different people.
Yeah, so I'm going to be gender by tense.
Yeah.
Whatever tense you're speaking in, you got to change it. It's like fucking taking Italian again, where it's like, oh well, the word in the past participle is this, but
yeah,
in the present future, it's this. It's what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a tense specific individual.
And you can do that because it's fluid.
I can be whatever I want.
Jones, what are you gonna say?
It's just the fucking dumbest time to be alive.
Yes.
Like the fact that we have to fucking do this, and like, I don't know. It's just so stupid.
It's why I hate everybody and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the whole world sucks.
You know, it's just white people striking debt, right?
Well, yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, it's 1,000.
No, it's 1,000% white people.
Because it's like, again, so let's just say someone is transgender and guy, now girl, and they want to put in their email like his, hers, because there's maybe a question about it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually helpful. And then the straight white female, mid-20s, needs like is like, oh well, I have to support this other person, so I'm gonna do it too. And it's like, no, you're just fucking diluting what now you like. That's the thing. You like white people have diluted the message when transgender people are just like, hey, I just want to be called by the right thing, so I'm just trying to fucking help. Now I know they're not all like that, but whatever. Some people suck.
Right. It is
like,
a very white person thing. They're like, oh, that's what you're doing? I'm going to take it too, and now it's mine. I'm going to make it mine.
Yeah, because I don't want anyone to confuse. Yeah, I'm in support of all my transgender brethren.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it too. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, white people, for getting involved again.
Yeah. Thanks for ruining everything.
Like you always have.
Yes. All right. Well, you want to start wrapping this up. Not that. This. I used the wrong pronoun. Cancel.
Yeah,
Cancel.
His Majesty's ready.
Yeah.
Well, so this is coming out on Thursday, right?
I believe so. This is Thursday's episode.
Okay. Halloween time.
Yeah.
So I would like to do the annual crushing of candy options again until further notice. Take 5 and Nutrageous are the 2 undefeated candies. I will not hear anything else otherwise. Everything else is probably pretty good.
I am all aboard the Take 5 train.
Hold on. I'm not done. But there's also a wild card because Reese's now has like a Reese's Take 5 thing going on, which I have not had because I'm not 12. So I don't know if it's any good or not, but that could be the new winner. But again, I would have to have some of it in order to do that. So I would like to take the annual opportunity to crush candy corn.
Yes.
Because it's the fucking worst. It sucks. It's not good. And anyone who likes it is probably a fucking terrorist.
Yes, I agree. 100%. Jones, is that middle finger towards candy corn or towards us for hating on candy corn?
Hating on candy corn. It's
candy
fine.
corn is gross.
It sucks.
It sucks.
I am gross. Yes, I'm not denying that, but candy corn is also gross.
It's the weakest candy.
No.
Out there. Actually, so I'll rephrase. it doesn't fit the fruity candies because the fruity candies just don't fucking get it done.
Except for Starburst.
I mean, Starburst works every day, but like nerds, no use.
No.
Gobstoppers, I got no time for this shit. So most fruit candies are inferior to chocolate candies. That's number one. Number two, by me saying candy corn is the worst, it lets Necco wafers off the board, and that's not fair because that is like I would rather eat Tums. Like the Tums Island Breeze tastes way better than Necco wafers.
And they'll kill your heartburn. Necco wafers just taste like shit and then don't do anything else. Like at least Tums have a purpose.
So Necco wafers are like candy corn's the worst, but Necco wafers are the actual worst. Like those things are fucking abysmal.
As long as you say the candy corn is not the worst, it's fine to me.
Okay, because it is Necco wafers. Those are the worst.
Yeah, I mean it is deplorable that it is even considered candy.
Yeah, it is fucking embarrassing that that like Necco wafers are an option. And I saw them at the grocery store in the fucking like in the checkout thing. I was like, why are these here? I thought they were only sold in the fucking Halloween bags. Why is there a roll of Necco wafers here? Like that is so bad.
Yeah, that's gross.
Did you actually see that? That's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know which grocery store it was, but fuck me. Like, might have been a Shaw's. That might be why.
That sounds like a Shaw's move.
But Necco wafers. Like, my God.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And while I'm here, Michaela's been requesting that I shout out Spooky Oreos for weeks now. And we actually had a trip to a grocery store and couldn't find them one time. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Are those just the orange Oreos?
Yeah, just the orange cream.
Oh, okay.
They got patterns on them, whatever.
Oh, sweet.
But it's seasonal. It's timely, if you will. But I didn't know how to wrap it into anything. But I kept telling her I don't know how to wrap it into anything else outside of saying like, hey, Spooky Oreos are cool. So I wrapped it in with this. But yeah.
You know what seasonal Oreos smacked were the apple cider donut ones.
You know, I don't even think I had them.
Those were so fucking good.
I've never had anything other than double stuffed Oreos.
I have a problem because I'm addicted to apple cider donuts. I can't be anywhere near them because I will eat all of them. So, you know, I've had to stop. I literally had to stop buying them.
I mean, lucky for you, apple cider season's almost over.
Yeah, we're almost through it. You know, I'm a couple more weeks and I'll go through a withdrawal and then I'll be okay until next August.
Apple picking season's over. Actually, when people go apple picking, it's not even apple season anymore.
No, that's always been the funny thing to me. It's like the actual time to pick apples is like August, and people go like the end of September and then wonder why there's like no apples left. It's like, well, yeah, the apples are ready to pick like mid-August, but no one wants to go because it's 90 fucking degrees. Everyone wants to wait. Everyone wants to wait. They're like, oh, it's chilly. Let's go apple picking. Well, you stupid fuck. You're 7 weeks into a 10 weeks picking season. So have fun with all the scraps on the ground with all the squirrels. You're going to be fighting the squirrels for fucking apples.
Well, I would say never mind. Like, so you think like apple season really is August.
Yeah.
No one goes over Labor Day weekend.
No.
So it's like, it's still hot.
Yeah.
That second week of September. So people wait till like the third week of September. It's like, dude, apple season's over.
Yeah, they're gone. They're all in the stores now. You know what it's like? By September, you go into like a market basket and they have the fucking giant plastic bags of them. It's like, yeah, because they were started to get picked in fucking August and no one goes. So they're like, I don't know, just bag them up, sell them to the grocery store. You can get the same giant bag of apples at Market Basket for $7 that you have to pay $52 for at the fucking apple farm. Yeah, but they're right off the tree. Yeah, okay. It was definitely worth the $52 for that fucking bag.
Yeah, do you want a bushel or a bag? Well, is the bushel also a bag? Because I needed something to carry these things in. Yeah, it's just a bigger bag.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you don't pick them, then you miss out on all the fun.
And you know what I learned this year?
Puppies and all that shit.
Yeah. What I learned this year, because this is like kind of one of the first times that I've had to go as like big groups, is there's a dirty little secret to apple picking farms. They don't charge you entry per person, like per ticket. They charge you per bag, and they put limits on bags. So the small bag is good for, like, depending on the place, anywhere between like 2 to 4 people. The big bag is good for anywhere between like 4 and 6 people. So if you roll in with 8 people, which I did this year, you have to buy 2 bags to get in. Well, that's like 40 pounds of apples, man. Like, I don't need 40 pounds of apples.
You should have come with more or less people.
Yeah, and the guy's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you have to, like, this bag only lets in 4 people. And, like, so you need 2 bags. And I'm like, can I just pay you for, like, a different amount? And he's like, no. It was like some kid in high school. He was, like, fucking, like, having, like, a brain fucking meltdown. Because he's like, you need this bag. There's only 4 people in a bag. There's 8 of you. You need 2 bags. And I was like, well, like, I don't want 40 fucking pounds of, like, what am I supposed to do with 40 pounds of apples? Like, I'm here with a family and like 3 of my coworkers. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we going to do? This is my 3rd time apple picking in the last 2 weeks. I'm not taking any more apples home either. And it's like, but yeah, that's the dirty secret.
You're eating them. It doesn't sound like much of a secret. But like the best part too is you go apple picking. Like, you're eating them as you go. You eat like 6 apples while you're there, so you're not going to shit for the next 2 days. And then it's like, fuck, I ate 6 apples in one day, which is like 6 more apples than I've eaten this entire year.
Yep.
And now I have 40 pounds of apples, and I don't know what the fuck am I supposed to do with it?
Yeah.
It's a preposterous activity. It really is a preposterous activity.
I spent so much money on apple picking this year. I mean, work ends up paying for it and reimbursing me, but still, like, the amount of money and the amount of times I went apple picking this year is absurd. Like, I think I went 6 times.
I know you did it for work, but
it's just for work. Like, it's, perks of running an outdoor education program, I guess.
Hey, here's fruit.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from the grocery store. It comes from trees.
Yeah.
We're all learning.
So that's also how I developed my addiction to apple cider donuts, because every time I went to a different, if I went 6 times, I went to 6 different places, and I had to get the donuts everywhere I went, and I would like judge them against each other. Come to find out, the Market Basket has some of the best apple cider donuts around. So shout out to Market Basket.
I like that about them. That's probably because they're using like fucking, oh, come on, what's lard? They're probably using lard to make it, like old school recipes.
Yeah.
Whereas the farms are like, well, this is pesticide free. We used butter that we got from the cows, and it's like, oh, well, there's this artificial thing that tastes fucking delicious.
Yeah. Joan, did you get a final thought?
I do.
Before I
so I
up a lung.
Finished the Seth Wickersham book.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I liked it. If you're looking for any juice, like any juicy stories, you're not gonna get them from that book, but it's good. You get a lot of behind the scenes stuff, which I liked, and a lot of the stuff that Robert Kraft did, which I don't think you get anywhere at least from the books that I've read 3 books from the Patriots Dynasty. You don't really get that from that, but I liked it.
That's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, I think ultimately, if you want to, if you're looking for like juicy shit, you're not going to get that from the Wickersham book.
Which is funny because when it was first like released, that's what it was like touted as. They talked about like apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, the only 2 juicy stories that are in it were the ones that were out when the book first came out to promote it.
No, I mean, ultimately,
didn't we crush it for not really being all that juicy either?
Yeah.
Ultimately, what you get is just what the people are. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and Robert Kraft are ultra narcissistic cunts.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm not surprised.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And they caught lightning in a bottle for 20 years. It was, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the book, but if you're looking for like juice or sauce or anything, you're not going to get it from that book.
Yeah, there's nothing too salacious.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the book. It was great.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a waste of time.
No, not at all. Like
right.
I started it the day I got it, and then I ended it maybe a week after.
Yeah. Well, that's not bad. I'll probably check it out then. I'll buy it once I have everything done and we're done with the house and all that bullshit. So
yeah,
because I actually have a lot of time to read books, but I'm not reading books right now.
so like while we were in Georgia, that's all I did was read.
Yeah.
So like
I like to read.
That.
I got away from it over the last couple of years. Probably the pandemic, which is odd because you would think like when COVID hit and everything shut down, like I would have started reading more. But I think we were still in Mansfield, and when everything shut down, we just like drank all the time and then like did like projects around the house and then like played Xbox. We like literally was like it was like we went back to being in college. But I would like to get back into reading. Like I used to read a lot. So like this was years ago, or whatever, but I used to give myself a goal of reading at least 12 books a year. So, 1 book a month.
That's a lofty goal, dude.
I used to do it.
Do you remember how quickly I used to rip through books?
Yeah, you're a fucking speed reader.
I would read books in like 3 days.
Yeah, I thought I read fast. And you just like you look at it and you're just like, all right, cool, next page. Boom. Okay, next page. Boom. Okay. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You read faster than me.
The other thing too is like when I used to decide to read, like I was fucking reading. Like I would sit there for a while and actually do it.
Right.
Like
right.
If you ask me to do like what do some people just read like 30 pages a day? If you read 30 pages a day, that's
how I got into it.
That's like 1 million pages a year.
Like
and if
years.
You do that's like 10 books. And by over 10 years, that's like 100 books. Like, dude, if you ask me to read 30 pages a day, I will forget the first 30 pages by the time I get to the fucking 730 pages.
Yeah. Years ago when I first started like becoming like enjoying reading and becoming like a reader, I was probably an undergrad. I was probably like a junior or senior in college. And that's how I started. It was 10 pages a day. And it was like, just read 10 pages a day. And over the course of a year, that's 365 pages. Like that's, at least 2 or 3 books, depending on which books you got. And, or 1 book, no, 365 times 10 is what? 3,600 or 36,000. I don't know, whatever it is, ends up being a lot of books. And that's how I started. And then I got more into like the book a month thing. And then I just stopped.
So the other thing too, is if I'm going to read a book, and I can tell you exactly why I'm not reading it anymore. So if I'm going to read a book, it's not gonna. It's gonna be nonfiction. I don't read fiction.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I don't want to waste don't waste my time with a fiction book.
Perfect. So I don't read fiction.
I want to learn something. You know what I mean? Like I want to take something away from this.
Right. So so I'm gonna have to learn.
Right.
So there was like a year or two where I read a ton of strength and conditioning books. And then I realized that they were kind of repeating themselves and no one was really bringing anything new to the table.
Yeah.
Okay. So then when we had the business, I read a lot of business books. And then it kind of got to the point where people were repeating themselves. And I think what really did it for me one time was some guy was using 2 other books that I already read as the basis of his book. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay. So in this little realm of like the same type of stuff,
yeah,
we're out of new ideas. Okay, so move on.
Right.
Then it's like I was reading some financial stuff. And then it's like, all right, well, the financial stuff's cool and I've got it. But dude, I ain't like there's certain things that I'm just not doing. Like I'm not gonna become this crazy real estate investor.
Right.
It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, buy a property for this. And it's like the math is so fucked up and skewed. It's like it doesn't acknowledge that I live in Massachusetts in 2021.
Right.
You can't buy a property for $100K.
Right.
So the math doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. And then it's like, oh, in the stock market, it's like, oh, and it's like day trade. Like, dude, when the fuck am I going to day trade? Like I have another job. Like day trading is like sports betting. If you're going to build sports betting models, you need to be on top of everything all day.
Right.
I can't be on top of everything all day. Therefore, I can only do what I can do.
Right.
And then once you read like, well, ETFs and like different sectors and, you know, knowing an emerging market, it's like, it doesn't change after that. Like ETFs don't change. It's all the same shit.
No. Yeah.
So that's why in terms of books, I basically stopped reading. And it's not, I'm an idiot. Number one, first and foremost, I am an idiot.
Don't forget.
But I ain't going to read if the topic isn't something that I can learn from and that's different than stuff I've already read.
Yeah. Well, like so now that I'm thinking about it,
that teaches you sales, it's like I'm gonna fucking shoot myself in the head. Because it's like I know how we sell at the gym, and is it by book? Is it optimal? No, but I see so many fucking flaws with what's in some of these books, and when it comes to sales, and then it's like someone who sells medical equipment then turns around and tries to teach you how to sell gym memberships. It's not the fucking same. You need the medical equipment. You don't need a gym membership. It's fucking different.
Yeah. So as I say that, and as you said that, I'm thinking more. I actually haven't read a book in a while, but I have listened to books. Like I have a relatively extensive Audible collection where I've listened to a few books over the last couple of years. But I haven't actually sat down and read a book in years. But I would probably check that out. Like I said, it's a long-winded way around it. So my final thought is I think this is interesting for me. And the 3 of us will get a kick out of it. But of all of them, I think Sexy Chris, I think you might get a kick out of this the most. So you've been listening to the show long enough. You know, I work for agency that is in the social work field. I work with a lot of more liberal than most. Like most of the people I work with are fine. You know what I mean? Like they're real people. Like they get it. But there are some people that are very liberal, right? Very left leaning. A lot of, like I said earlier, a lot of people write their pronouns on their name tags. Then when it's obvious, type of deal, you know. But what I've noticed in the last month at work is a lot of people have been talking about going and studying and trying to get their license to carry. So much so that a few people have like come to me specifically. I don't know why. Maybe probably they just assume because I'm the outdoor ed guy that I'm some kind of fucking gun nut. Um, but
It's a scent, dude. It's a scent. I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah. So they come to me and they're like, "Oh man, like you have your LTC, right?" And I'm like the first time someone said that to me, I was like, you do like a quick, like, your brain moves really fast, but you have to like process the question really quick. And you're like, have this internal debate within like half a second. I was like, do I answer truthfully? Do I lie? Do I be like, oh no, I don't have an LTC, or oh yeah, of course I do. I carry all the fucking time. Like
LTC,
how do
what's
I
that
answer
stand
this
for again?
question?
What's that stand for again? Oh,
Yeah,
license to carry. Oh, license to carry. I might have done that a couple years ago. I don't know. I don't kind of
yeah, yeah. So there's a one guy that was like, "Oh, you have your LTC, right?" And I did that whole internal debate thing, and then I was like, "Well, fuck it, whatever. I might as well just go with it." So I was like, "Yeah, yep." And he's like, "Oh, so like, how did it go? Whatever." And I just gave him the rundown. Like, it wasn't super hard. I did a whole day long course. I had to do a thing. Had to go to like, you have to go to your town or city's police department, fill out the paperwork, get your fingerprints, the whole 9 yards, pay a fee, all this whole thing. And I was like, all things considered, like it's fine. And then like,
Which is crazy because you're in Massachusetts.
right, right. Well, some towns are a lot easier than others. There are some towns in Massachusetts. They're called like red cities,
Yeah.
and it's like good luck. Um, Luckily, most of the South Shore is green, so they go green, yellow, and red. Like if you live in a red city, like you got to fight to get a fucking plastic like airsoft gun. They're not even going to let you have one of those. But if you're in a green city or a green town, you're good to go. They're like, oh yeah, sure. How many guns would you like? But yeah, like I said, luckily most of southeastern Mass is green towns, so I've never had any problems. But so the guy's like, but since that one guy, like a month ago, I've had like 3 or 4 other people that are all talking about it, and they're all like, oh yeah, like they're in like so I think there's 4 of them, and 2 of the 4 are like trying to go and sign up and do like the safety course like together. One guy just did the safety course last weekend because I talked to him about it this week. And then another guy I work with has his LTC and like has a gun. So like, we're all talking, we're all kind of going. And then one of the guys that like just did the course was like, yeah, and this is again, you can tell the type of environment where I work by, how this went. And he was like, yeah, like I hear all this stuff and so I just wanted to get more educated on the topic. So I figured I would go and like, do the safety course, do the training, try and get the license. And like, man, I am in love with it. Like it's fascinating. It's all this stuff. And he goes, I had no idea the real life, like how you actually are supposed to hold and shoot a gun. And I was like, yeah, man, it's pretty fucking crazy, right? And he's like, yeah. And the first thing, this is funny. And again, maybe this is maybe I'm going to get a chuckle out of Sexy Chris right now when he's sitting listening. But the guy goes, my instructor told me like the first thing we went up there, we were talking like, every time you see someone shoot a gun in a movie, it's bullshit, unless it's Keanu Reeves. And it's like, it's true. And I was like, yeah, man, like all that bullshit, like you see someone like in a movie, like they hold the gun sideways and like pull the trigger or whatever. And I go, dude, you hold a gun sideways with one hand and pull the trigger, you're going to give yourself a broken fucking nose. Like that recoil is going to come straight at your face and you're going to fuck up your nose. Like you're going to have a really bad time. And there's all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. And then we just start talking more. And I'm like, I asked him like, oh, like when you did your safety, like, do you know what it was? And he was like, I don't know. It was like really small. It was little. And I was like, oh, it's probably a 22. And like, I'm not a gun nut by any means. Like I know a little bit about it and I'm in like, I've researched a little bit here and there and I've learned whatever. But like I'm talking and this is one of those, like I can see where the Dunning-Kruger effect comes in. That's the graph where you start out with something and you know nothing and you're down here and you learn a little bit and then you think you know everything and then you learn a little bit more and then you realize you know nothing and then the curve starts again. That's that graph I'm talking about. It plots like whatever, how much you think you know versus how much you actually know. I can see where that comes in because I'm just talking a little bit and I know like I don't really know that much, but talking to these guys, they're like, oh yeah, then they start asking me crazy questions. And I'm like, dude, I don't know that. I have no fucking clue. But like we just start talking and by the end of the conversation, I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Like, because then other people came over and they were talking. They're like, oh wow, yeah, like they're super interested. So I leave the conversation. I gotta go, do my class and keep going on with my day. And I'm like, all these fucking pronoun waving BLM supporting fucking crazy liberal lefties out here and they all want guns. So maybe it's not that bad after all. Or why do these people, why are they going to have guns? Like they don't need to have guns. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck does this person have a gun?
Yeah, well, that's like I'm not afraid of them like using it improperly, but it's like people like that don't need guns.
No, but I think it's interesting, right? It's funny that people that you would imagine would be anti-gun, like are now interested in learning more about guns and now want to buy guns. Like they want to go get their LTC and get a gun.
They just want to like learn stuff about things. Like they're like all about learning this, like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
They might not buy a gun. They may. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if they want to, whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like they should be able to if they want to.
Yeah.
But like I said, the whole point I was bringing it up is I just think it's funny that this crowd, because it's a significant portion. It's not like I talked to one, like I got one friend at work that's like kind of like me a little bit. It's like, no, there's literally been like 4 or 5 people that have come up to me in the last month to talk about this. And they start like going at like, again, this is Jones, you might know a little bit too, but definitely Sexy Chris is getting in on this, is like the whole fucking debate between the 9mm and the 45. It's like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an experienced shooter. I'm not fucking, Jason Bourne. So give me a 9mm with a little bit less recoil and I can get more shots off. And hopefully one of them will fucking hit whatever I have to do. Because the whole debate is like, people are like, oh, well, 45 has a stopping power. Like you shoot someone with a 9mm and it's not really going to stop them. You got to hit them a couple times. Whereas like I look at it like, well, the recoil is a lot less on a 9mm. Like I've shot both. Like I've shot a lot of different guns and it's like the 45 was like insane. It's an insane, maybe it was just the gun that I shot, but the 45 that I shot was an insane amount of recoil that I was like, oh shit, dude, if I miss like on the first shot, I may only have like enough time to get like 2 more off that are like anywhere near this dude's vicinity. Because again, I'm not a professional shooter. You know what I mean? Like, so I look at it like, let me rip off like 3, 4, 5 pops on a 9mm and hopefully one of them will hit.
So I've shot an M4 probably 5 times and I don't want to shoot that ever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think rifles are probably the easiest. The rifles are significantly easier than pistols because you have 3 points of contact. You have the 2 hands and your shoulder, so you absorb the recoil a little bit more.
I would rather just put it in my fucking skull.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I don't know. I have to qualify for military stuff for requirement. So I have to do it on the M4, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I don't know, whatever. It's fine. It's a gun. It'll probably kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
that's the thing too. That's the other side of the argument. Like, if you can hit someone with something, like, dude, you just fucking shot someone. Like, what do you care what the caliber is? If you get him in the right spot, it doesn't matter.
And I won't. I can promise you I won't. I can aim right here, and I will hit the window.
Yeah.
Harry, you're alive. You're a terrible shot.
Well, that's going to do it for us, kids. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, click subscribe. What'd you get?
Did Des have a final thought?
Yeah, he did his final thought.
I shit on Halloween candy.
Oh.
Oh my God, Carson Wentz just threw the worst pick in the entire world. He was about to get stacked, just chuck the ball forward directly to someone in the 49ers on like
Jesus
the
Christ.
5 fucking yard line. Oh
It's
my fucking
piss
God.
and rain
That
in
is the
San Francisco
worst
right
fucking
now.
play I've seen in a long time. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
What
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was bad.
asshole. What a fucking bum. That was fucking terrible. Did you just see that?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
This is the worst interception I've seen in a long fucking time.
That's so bad.
What an absolute moron.
Holy shit. Yeah. Well, fuck that guy. Subscribe to us wherever you're listening. If you use Apple Podcasts, go to the iTunes store, leave us 5 stars and a review. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks, Facebook at Sarcasm Speaks. Make sure you go to mybookie.com. Use the promo code Sarcasm Pod when you sign up to double your first deposit up to $1,000. So again, mybookie.com, promo code Sarcasm Pod, doubles your first deposit over there. And also shout out to grillyourassoff.com. The best goddamn seasonings in the game. They give you 16 ounces of seasoning. Jones, did you get a delivery? Is that Grill Your Ass Off? Do we have it? Oh, yeah, it's those. That's coming up next. All right, so after you go to grillyourassoff.com, use the promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off your entire order. You can also go to our merch store, which you can find via our Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. There's a link in our bio that gives you all the links that we have associated with us. One of them is our store. You can buy literally anything with our logo on it. Jones right now is holding up official Sarcasm Speaks coasters. They are legit. I made them myself.
Slaved over them.
I put my own blood, sweat, and tears, mostly blood, and a little bit of tears, not a lot of sweat, but it's in there. It's infused in every single item that we sell. So enjoy it. And I think that's it. That's all of it. So until next time, good night, everybody.